Congressman Ronny Jackson, Republican from the state of Texas, with us now. We know you're a doctor. You're also a Navy veteran who served in Iraq. What do you make of what's going on now in Afghanistan?
Well, it's horrific, Stu. It's just hard to watch, and I just can't believe it's happening. I can't believe that we, the United States of America, actually let this happen. You know, I agree. It's not that whether we're getting out of Afghanistan or not. There are very few people that will continue to argue that we need to be in Afghanistan for the long haul, right? Now, there are people that can argue that maybe we should have held on to Bagram for a little bit longer, and we should have held on to Bagram so that this didn't happen. But it's not if we're leaving, it's how we're leaving. This is a disaster that was created by the Biden administration. And we have thousands and thousands of Americans that are trapped. And, you know, they keep making the point that they control the airfield now. They don't control access to the airfield. The Taliban has the perimeter around the airfield. People that need to get out can't even get to the airfield to get out. So this is gonna play out on television for the next few days. It's gonna be a disaster. It's gonna be hard to watch. There are gonna be people that are gonna lose their lives. I wouldn't be surprised if down the road that if there are American hostages involved in this and stuff, the way this is happening, the way it's set up now, the way the Biden administration has felt is I do not see us getting all the Americans out of there safely.
The Taliban is holding their first press conference. The spokesperson told reporters, quote, "I congratulate the nation," I guess that means Afghanistan, "for this victory." I guess that's his victory. He said Afghanistan is now emancipated and they do not seek revenge. Are you confident that they will not seek revenge? What do you think, Ronny?
Absolutely not. I mean, these are terrorists. These are people that have been oppressors for their entire existence. There may be a few of them that see themselves as diplomats now that are trying to make the case that they're going to form some kind of government that everybody can respect. That's going to be complete garbage. What about the tens of thousands that were released from these prisons that are out there now that have a score to settle with Americans? If they find some of our citizens out in the community that are trying to get out of there, who knows what's going to happen to them? I have no confidence that the Taliban, even the few that see themselves now as diplomats, that they could control the rest of the Taliban even if they wanted to. And what's going to happen to women and children in this country, it's going to be hard to watch.
You're also a doctor, and we remember your medical expertise very well. COVID cases still rising, 252,000 new cases just yesterday. 5 states set new records for daily COVID cases. When do you think things are going to start to improve? When are we going to get past onto the other side of the Delta outbreak?
Well, I'll just say, you know, we do have an issue with the Delta virus. It's probably a little bit more, or it is a little bit more infectious, but probably less virulent than the other one. But the reality is every time somebody tests positive, that's somebody who's got antibodies now, who's not going to be a source of infection for anybody else from this period forward. So I think that, you know, to some extent, we're still looking at the cases. We're not looking as closely at the hospitalizations or as the deaths, although I know there are some areas where hospitalizations are going up as well. But I think that we'll get past this eventually because we're continuing to get people vaccinated. We need to continue to encourage people,
but what
especially those people
masks?
That are at risk.
It seems like it's going to be jabs forever, masks forever. That's what it seems like.
Well, yeah, and there is no evidence, none. There's no evidence at this point that the masking that we're doing is making any difference whatsoever. It's just serving as a repressive reminder of who's in charge from some of these governments that are pushing it. And so I think that we should move on. We should get as many vulnerable people vaccinated as we could possibly get vaccinated, and we should move on. And we should accept that there's a certain amount of risk from this, just like there is from seasonal flu or anything else. We're not going to completely get rid of it. We're not going to eradicate it. We need to accept that fact.
All right. Doctor, Congressman, thanks very much for being with us, sir. We appreciate it. Always. Thank you.